By James Freeman. James Freeman. The Wall Street Journal biography at Freeman. WSJ. James Freeman at WSJ.com. August 27, 2019, 8:01 p.m. Eastern Time. President Donald Trump boards Air Force One after the G7 summit in Biarritz, France on Monday. Photo: Carlos Barria. Reuters. President Donald Trump disappointed foreign politicians at last weekend's G7 meeting in France by insisting that the United States will continue to benefit from the oil wealth under its feet. Today brings the report that Mr. Trump also sees new economic opportunities at ground level. Juliet Ailperron and Josh Dorsey report in The Washington Post. President Trump has instructed Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue to exempt Alaska's 16.7 million-acre Tongass National Forest from logging restrictions imposed nearly 20 years ago, according to 3 people briefed on the issue. Politicians have tussled for years over the fate of the Tongass, a massive stretch of southeastern Alaska. Bill Clinton put more than half of it off limits to logging just days before leaving office in 2001, when he barred the construction of roads in 58.5 million acres of undeveloped national forest across the country. George W. Bush sought to reverse that policy, holding a handful of timber sales in the Tongass before a federal judge reinstated the Clinton rule. Politicians and judges may have been tussling for years, but within the state of Alaska there seems to have been something closer to political consensus. Ms. Ailperron and Mr. Dorsey at Alaskans, including Governor Michael J. Dunleavy, R. and Sen. Lisa Murkowski, R. have pressed Trump to exempt the state from the roadless rule, which does not allow roads except when the Forest Service approves specific projects. It bars commercial logging. In a statement, Murkowski said all of Alaska's elected officials have sought to block the roadless rule. It should never have been applied to our state, and it is harming our ability to develop a sustainable, year-round economy for the southeast region, where less than 1% of the land is privately held, she said. The timber industry has declined precipitously, and it is astonishing that the few remaining mills in our nation's largest national forest have to constantly worry about running out of supply. For those who believe that federal regulation of natural resources has been an excessive drag on economic growth, this represents additional good news following the message delivered by Mr. Trump in Biarritz, France. At a Monday press conference with French President Emmanuel Macron following the G7 summit, Mr. Trump described his thoughts on restricting traditional energy production. Here's an excerpt from the White House's official transcript. Mr. President, there was a significant talk at the summit about climate change. I know in the past you've harbored some skepticism of the science in climate change. What do you think the world should be doing about climate change? And do you still harbor that skepticism? President Trump, I feel that the United States has tremendous wealth. The wealth is under its feet. I've made that wealth come alive. We're the #1 energy producer in the world. It's tremendous wealth. And liquefied natural gas is being sought after all over Europe and all over the world, and we have more of it than anybody else. And I'm not going to lose that wealth. I'm not going to lose it on dreams, on windmills, which, frankly, aren't working too well. I'm not going to lose it. I want clean air. I want clean water. I want a wealthy country. I want a spectacular country with jobs, with pensions, with so many things. And that's what we're getting. Sir, I want to be very careful. It pays to be careful with financial resources, too. And on that score, there's ominous news suggesting that another Trump effort to restrain federal bureaucracy may have run its course. Yuka Hayashi reports in the journal, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is looking for workers again, following departures during a hiring freeze and budget cuts by Trump administration officials that took over the agency in late 2017. The Consumer Finance Agency recently lifted a nearly two-year hiring freeze, according to an internal email reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. It also has accelerated recruiting for senior officials in recent weeks, according to recent public job postings. The Bureau is at best a duplicative financial regulator, but potentially more dangerous because it doesn't share other bank regulators' mission to focus on the safety and soundness of financial institutions. To this point, the Trump deregulation project has shown measurable results. According to the Journal report, the number of employees at the agency, created under the Obama administration after the financial crisis, declined to 1,452 in March, down 15% from the peak of 1,712 in June 2017, according to its financial statements. The overall impact of the Trump deregulation project on the U.S. economy may be difficult to measure precisely. But red tape reductions help explain why the economy has managed to grow in the face of tariffs and trade spats. This week the Journal's Sarah Cheney and Lakitha Buchrathigari reported new orders for long-lasting products, so-called durable goods expected to last around 3 years or more, increased by 2.1% in July from a month earlier. An underlying business investment gauge, new orders for non-defense capital goods excluding aircraft, increased 0.4% in July from the prior month, marking the third straight monthly increase and suggesting that employers are still spending despite slowing global growth and heightened trade tensions. If bureaucracy is receding, bet on employers to keep spending. *****. Follow James Freeman on Twitter. Subscribe to the Best of the Web email with one click. To suggest items, please email best@wsj.com. Teresa Votso helps compile Best of the Web, *****, Mr. Freeman is the co-author of Borrowed Time, now available from Harper Business. Copyright 2019 Dow Jones.